Najee Harris has no qualms with hurdling a defender without a second thought. Najee Harris will fight defenders until he hits the ground. Najee Harris will contort his body in any direction to get an extra yard. He's big, 6'2", 230 pounds, extremely flexible, durable, and athletic. It seems like every wild play I've seen for him makes me worry about his health at the end, but he always pops back up. If you've seen the way he trains, it makes sense. All in all, you can see why Alabama will rely on him so heavily in the biggest moments. If you didn't notice, Najee Harris had 5 touchdowns versus Florida, 2 of them rushing and 3 of them receiving. He carried the ball 31 times and caught it 5 times. Najee Harris, in a way, brought back some early Saban era nostalgia. And today, I just wanted to make a video kind of highlighting that and just showing him some love. Not necessarily showing the craziest things he did in that Florida game, but just highlighting some of the things that I like to see from him. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Brian Glaze, college football content creator and analyst here on YouTube. And I do breakdowns and a bunch of detailed analysis on the games. And if that sounds like something you will enjoy, subscribe to the channel, click on notifications, the ones that are in the YouTube app within itself and the ones in the settings on your phone, because that actually makes the difference in whether or not you see them. But without any further ado, let's jump into some of the plays that I wanted to highlight from the game. It wouldn't be a video about Najee Harris if I don't start by showing you a hurdle play. A bit under 14 minutes in the fourth quarter, Alabama's in a pistol set, 12 personnel formation, which is 1 running back, 2 tight ends. Florida has 8 people in the box, and at the snap, they actually bring down the safety as well, so it's effectively 9 people on 8 blockers. This play is a simple stretch left out of the pistol, but of course, we have to commend the blocking effort. Take a moment to appreciate Leatherwood, Deontay Brown, Ecoyer, and John Mechie do their thing in keeping the defense walled off from the left side. Najee, of course, strolls to that open lane and comes face-to-face with the corner, Elam. Elam does not want this smoke at all, so he goes for the chop tackle immediately. One thing you don't do to Najee Harris is show him any sign that you are about to go low, because he has no qualms with jumping over you. This isn't the greatest hurdle he's ever done or anything, but the part that impresses me is what happens post-hurdle. Notice how when he hits the ground, he hardly loses momentum. It actually looks like he uses the bounce to accelerate forward with a quick burst. The defender number 11 from Florida was running directly toward Najee, but somehow Harris is able to scoop past him. Just keep looking at how 11 seemed to have a guaranteed shot at Najee while looking at Harris accelerating from the boost of the ground. There is something going on with physics here that I can't explain myself, but this highlights one of Najee's traits. His bounce and acceleration out of cuts and quick movements are quite impressive, and you can really see it when he is cutting laterally away from defenders, which you're going to see me highlight in a couple plays. So it's a good run from Najee Harris here. Okay, so here in the second place, the second quarter with 11 minutes and 38 seconds before the half, Alabama's in 11 personnel with Najee set left of Mac Jones. Florida is playing a zone here to defend the goal line on this 3rd and 6th play. The play concept is simple for Alabama. They run a smash concept with the tight end and Devontae Harris here on the left side of the offense. The tight end runs a stick route to the goal line while Devontae runs a corner route behind it. The goal is to force the zone defender to commit to the tight end or to Devontae. Then you take the one that is open. Funny thing here is that Devontae comes wide open on this play, and it very well could have been a touchdown to him as well. Fortunately for Najee Harris, Sark also designed it so that Najee could run a route out to the flats on the left side as well to further stress the defense. You got to give the Florida defensive back number 23 credit because he played this extremely well. He saw the ball going to Najee from a mile away and broke on it immediately. This play could very well have been a 3rd down stop. The Najee Harris magic kicks in here. A man this big with instincts like this are a sight to see. He knows the defender is on him, so as he secures the catch, he immediately breaks down instead of continuing his stride. By breaking down and stuttering his step, he causes the DB to lunge forward into an empty space rather than at his legs. It wasn't just a breakdown and stutter though. Najee uses that stutter to plant a foot and execute a very quick spin move back inside. The significance of this is that he regains the momentum that he would have lost if he simply used that stutter to avoid the hit and slide upfield. The linebacker would have had more time to line up a hit on him. Notice what Najee does at the end as well before the linebacker hits him. Najee leans forward a bit while lowering his shoulder to brace for impact. I think he's just showing off his strength at this point and looking for contact because he honestly could have leaned toward the pylon or skipped past the lunging linebacker. Najee intentionally sought out this contact and barely flinched as he allowed the linebacker to slide off his shoulder. And this is just a wild man, the one who seeks out contact like this when he doesn't have to. And I think he's seeking a thrill while he's running the football. And so now we're going to move on to the third play that I want to highlight. And this one's early in the first quarter as Alabama lets Florida know that they're going to be establishing the run early on in this game. They are in 11 personnel with Najee set right of Mac, and Billingsley, the tight end, is at H-back to the left. It's a 6-on-6 blocking situation, and the Alabama offensive line does well. I just want to analyze the quality of Najee's running here. As he takes the handoff here, he sees the two interior linebackers in the A-gap where his pulling H-back is leading the charge, while the center and the left guard pancake one of the defensive tackles. This means that there is a hole to the left and two defenders approaching up the middle. Within his first 3 steps, Najee is already planting his right foot and starting a cut to the hole on the left side. That cut allows him to bounce out there to the left to avoid the pile in the middle. But if you notice, it also is a launch pad to another quick upfield burst with acceleration. Once again, the acceleration he gets out of lateral cuts for a man his size never gets old to watch. It's so quick that the safety that approaches to meet him at the second level can only grasp at his feet. Najee tries to avoid it by leaning away from him, but the guy does get his feet a little bit, which leads to Najee running at a contorted angle where his body is leaning to his left, but he is still running upfield with the linebacker hanging on to him from the right side. I think his flexibility and the body contortion that he's displaying right here are something that's kind of incredible. A lot of backs, some who are smaller or maybe not as strong or as tall or big, would fall over or just, wouldn't be able to carry up the field. But I think Najee's just showing off what makes him so special. And so in the fourth play, here we're a bit under 13 minutes left before the half on a first down. Alabama's in 12 personnel again, 1 running back, 2 tight ends, and Najee is set to the right of Mac Jones. Najee takes the handoff inside and does his bounce step to position himself behind the pulling tight end. He then transitions that into a hop step forward into the hole created by his blockers. The defenders are crashing forward into that hole though, but Najee seamlessly transitions from that forward hop by planting his left foot and using a lateral cut to the outside on the right side. He starts to press forward, but the corner Marco Wilson comes up to tackle him low. Notice that Najee sees this immediately and automatically transitions to his slightly backwards lateral movement. This helps him to avoid any type of solid tackling form from Wilson. Wilson is only able to grasp at Najee's left thigh, and Najee is able to break out of it and get upfield for about 4 yards. Don't forget that Wilson had the angle on Najee and basically had a key on getting a tackle here. That little movement that Najee did laterally allowed him to get what he got on this play. It doesn't look impressive, but that movement does make a difference here. I also like the way he finished this run. He has 2 defenders running toward him on the sideline. He has quick burst out of the tackle attempt from Wilson and transitions into that low shoulder leaning position he takes on when contact is coming. He uses it to run through the linebacker number 51 Miller's contact again, the same person that he did on that touchdown catch that I showed you a couple plays back. And now we're going to get into the last play. And for this last play, we're about 6 minutes and 30 seconds before the end of the game. Alabama has 12 personnel, but it starts out 3 wide before the tight end, Billingsley, who was out at the X, motions in set left of Mac Jones. Najee is set right of Mac Jones here. And Florida showed about 8 people in the box initially, although they didn't aggressively come forward at the snap. The Bama offensive line does well and creates a nice hole in the C gap that Najee runs through. Looking like a routine run play, and for the most part it is, but that's important. Najee patiently waits for his lead blocking tight end Billingsley to hit the linebackers before hitting the hole after his jump cut. He then bursts through immediately and moves forward to take the open space out to the right. We see the DB number 2 coming toward Najee at an ankle just like Wilson did in the previous play, and Najee responds the same way. He notices it immediately and transitions to a slightly backwards lateral movement that causes the DB to lunge at mostly air and slightly get Najee's lower leg. Najee typically slightly elevates over the defender and moves upfield with another plant and cut to get the first down. He finishes by dragging 2 defenders with him while protecting the ball, showcasing that never give up, just take people with me and hit them as I go down attitude that he usually has. And like I said at the beginning of the video, these plays don't show Najee's best feats or his most amazing plays, but it's more like an ode to a great player from Alabama, someone that people should really appreciate. College football fans should appreciate Najee Harris. And I'm sure we all can agree that he is entertaining to watch. And I hope the best for him moving forward as he graduates from Alabama, as they go into the playoffs, as NFL draft, whatever else is coming forward, hopefully as we make it out of the pandemic situation. But that's all I have to say for this video today. If you enjoyed this content, you can click on the video to the left here. It shows you the video that the YouTube algorithms get together and determine what you would want to watch based upon your viewer habits, and they're usually right from my channel. And if you click on the video to the right, it's the last video that I made. And I appreciate you watching. Hope you leave some good comments, and I'll see you next time.